Hi everyone, it's Veronica Hupp here with I Am Yoga Studio. I am also a Mosaic caregiver and wanted to meet up with you today to do a little stretching, a little tension release, maybe in the shoulders and the neck, get some movement through the sides of the body, and just focus on our breath. So just kind of an all-over feel-good short practice. So let's get started. And we're going to start off with just focusing in on the rhythm of our own breath. So go ahead and close down the eyes after you have taken that comfortable seat. Maybe take a nice inhalation through the nose and open the mouth, and open sigh out the mouth. Let the shoulders drop. You can place the hands anywhere along the thighs that feels comfortable, keeping some softness here in the elbows. Settling into the rhythm of your own breath. Watching the flow of inhale and exhale. Just following the breath in and out of the body. Growing the spine nice and tall, if that's possible for you today. Reaching gently through the crown of the head. And at the same time, let there be a sense of ease in the belly. So we allow the diaphragm to move to its capacity. Continue to follow the breath in and out of the body. Then bring the hands into prayer at the center of the heart and allow the thumbs to gently rest against the chest. Take a moment here, perhaps setting an intention for your practice, maybe just to send some light and love to someone in need. Bow your head to your heart. And begin to flutter the eyes open. Take your time. Slowly lift the gaze. And we're going to keep the hands together as we begin to make circles. Just gently getting some movement here in the shoulders. Now those circles can be as big or as small as you wish. So maybe today you're here, right? Just noticing what you need. Take a few more circles here in this direction, whatever direction you're going. And then we'll reverse, moving in the opposite way, connecting to the shoulders, connecting to the breath. 2 more. Keep that breath flowing. Maybe you hear a little popping and cracking. And come back to center. And then we're going to turn the fingers towards the chest. Just notice how that feels in the upper arm, in the elbow, in the shoulders. And then we're going to turn the fingertips away and reach out. Extend the arms, lengthen, protract through the shoulders. That means the shoulders are rounding away from the center of the body. Draw back, inhale, turn the fingertips towards the chest to the best of your ability. Rotate the fingers out and reach and lengthen. Tone the belly, sit a little taller. And inhale, draw the palms back, fingers point to the chest. And last time, rotate the fingers up and forward and reach and extend, protracting through the shoulders. And then we'll release palms and inhale the arms to the sky. Begin to crawl your way out of the hips as you kind of wiggle from side to side, really reaching one set of fingertips higher and then the other. Keep the breath flowing. And then come back to stillness and exhale the arms down to the sides. Take a breath or 2. And then we'll begin to roll those shoulders open. So moving the shoulders in that external rotation, up, around, back, and down. And keep the breath fluid here. Keep rooting down through the sits bones. Keep the sides of the body long. Let's do one more rotation in this direction. Oh, I definitely hear some popping and cracking. And then we'll rotate in the opposite direction. Now bringing those shoulders forward in that internal rotation. Keep the breath flowing. This is the one that's always, I have to focus on my breath in this motion. I always want to hold the breath. Just be mindful. One more time. All right. And then just kind of shake it out. All right, let's extend the legs. We've sat for a few minutes in that cross-legged seat, so maybe the legs are feeling that right now. So let's begin to pedal the knees. Maybe begin to point and flex the foot. Point the toes, flex the ankle as you pedal. One more time on each side. All right, and then if you're sitting on a prop, on that pillow or blanket, go ahead and come off of your prop, and we're gonna find our way onto our hands and knees. If you have blocks today, go ahead and move those blocks to the top of your mat. So as we find our way onto hands and knees, just take a moment, just feel the floor beneath you. Lining up, wrist under the shoulders and knees under the hips. Curl the toes, press into the ball of the foot. Tone the belly. Lengthen that spine. We'll take about 5 rounds of our cat-cow here, getting the spine nice and warm, the hips beginning to move here. So extend the heart forward, maybe gaze forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis, round up like a cat on Halloween, and gently tuck the chin towards the throat. On an inhale, we're going to lengthen that spine, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, round, push, hug in. On an inhale, tilt the pelvis, lengthen, tone the belly. Exhale, push, round, draw in. Inhale, tilt, lengthen, and extend. And last time here, exhale, push, hug in. Let the chin move towards the throat. And inhale, lengthen. This time, we're going to begin to sway the hips from side to side. So I'm going to look over my left shoulder and bring my hips as if I'm trying to look at my hips. And then I'm going to come back to center. And then I'm going to look towards over my right shoulder and look back towards my hips. So begin to move the spine in a different way. Turning the neck gently, letting the breath flow in the body, in and out of the body. Focusing on that flow of breath. One more time. Come back to center, and we'll make our way into child's pose. So we're going to walk the knees just a little bit wider. Uncurl the toes, shift the hips back towards the heels, and begin to lower chest and belly towards the legs. You can rest your forehead to the floor, to a block, to a blanket. And then begin to walk your arms out. Press into the hands. Maybe walk those hands a little wider than your shoulders. And breathe into your heart space. Breathe into the back of the heart. Let the breath expand the back ribs. One more breath here in our child's pose. And then begin to lift the head. Slide the hands back just a little bit. And we're going to walk the hands to the left. So walking the hands to the left, keep the arms extended, keep the chest towards the legs. Reach nice and long through the arms. Breathe here and stretch into that right side body. Expanding through the ribs, through the intercostals of the ribs. One more breath here. And then we'll walk back to center on our inhale. Take a full breath here. Tone the belly. And walk yourself to the right with the hands. Lengthen the arms out. Maybe even push into the fingertips. Keep the chest towards the legs. Extending nice and long here through the left side. Maybe even filling this all the way up into the armpit. Breathe and expand the side body. Walk gently back to center. Take a breath. And then begin to shift the hips forward, coming back into your tabletop. Walk the knees underneath the hips. Curl those toes back under, push into the hands and the feet, and lift the hips into your downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal the heels, walking yourself in place. Lengthen the spine, push the floor away, strong arms. Push down through those fingertips. And then walk those feet a little wider apart. If you're on a mat, maybe as wide as your mat or at least shoulders distance apart. And begin to walk the hands back to the feet. Take a moment here. You can place your hands to the outer shin or keep them on the floor. Whatever's most accessible for you. So we're going to stay here in this forward fold. Toes pointing forward. Feet are wide. Spine is long. Belly towards the thighs. One more breath. Getting that nice stretch through the backs of the legs, through the hips, through the spine. And then place your hands to your thighs, bend the knees. Begin to lift your heart center as you slowly rise. We're going to stay here, sitting back on our heels here just a little bit as we lift the chest and gaze forward. Begin to energize the legs. Relax the shoulders. Maybe even reach the fingertips forward. Breathe, hug the belly, but breathe. Slowly, we begin to inhale and rise all the way up. Reach nice and tall through the fingertips. And exhale the arms down to the sides of the body. Stay here. I'm going to turn. Stay in that wide stance with the arms at the sides of the body. You can close down the eyes if you wish. Lining up the back of the head to the back of the hips. Rooting down into the feet here in your mountain pose. Smooth out the breath. Go ahead and softly begin to flutter the eyes open. And we're going to extend our arms out nice and wide. Reach those fingertips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to cross that right arm over the left, and we're going to give ourselves a nice bear hug here, as if I'm reaching for my shoulder blades. And then I'm going to reach my elbows forward, tone the belly. Keep rooting down into the feet. Maybe a slight tuck of chin towards the throat. Soften the gaze. On your next inhalation, we're going to release those shoulder blades and open the arms up and around and down as we exhale. Now we'll do that on the other side. So we're going to open those arms nice and wide. We're going to cross, this time our left over our right, and give ourselves that nice bear hug. Maybe we need a hug today, right? It's a great way to pat yourself on the back, or just give yourself a nice squeeze. And then reach those elbows forward. Keep the feet firmly planted into the earth. Keep the breath flowing. On your next inhalation, we'll release and inhale up and exhale down. And this time we're going to reach behind us. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to interlace my fingers back here. Now, if that's not accessible for you, you can always place the hands to the back of the hips. And then find a little connection there as we press the hips into the hands and the hands into the hips. If your fingers are interlaced, begin to open across the shoulders, across the front of the shoulders and the front of the chest as you draw the elbows towards each other. And then maybe if the fingers are interlaced, you draw the knuckles down towards the heels. Keep extending and opening through the chest. Keep the feet nice and planted. Lift the heart center. One more breath. And then begin to release the hands. And we'll bend the knees, hinge forward slightly, and just let the arms hang. Maybe shake the wrists. Flick the fingers. Go ahead and rise back up. All right, so from here, we're going to transition our way down to the floor and take a few gentle stretches, a gentle twist, and we'll get finished. All right, so coming down onto the floor, I'm going to grab my blanket, my trusty dusty blanket here that I like to sit on in certain seated postures. So feel free to grab your blanket too if you have one. If you don't, no worries. So we're going to extend the legs out in front of us. Begin to find the core strength here to balance yourself, to keep your spine nice and lifted. And there's gentle energy in the legs here. My heels are pressing down into the earth and I'm spreading my toes. So I'm going to pull my right foot in and hop it over. Maybe I'm going to clasp around that shin. Take a moment. And then I'm going to rotate myself as I reach my left hand behind me here, gently holding on to my shin. I'm not pulling, just placing and supporting. Breathe. One more breath here. Begin to gently inhale your way back to center. Take a moment. Go ahead and release the leg, extend it out. Take a breath. And then we'll draw our opposite leg in, set the foot down to the floor. Now maybe here is a better placement for you. Maybe the bringing the foot over is too intense on the hip. So wherever you are today, be wherever you are today. Go ahead and root down through the feet, tone the belly. We'll reach behind us with that right arm and support the leg with the left hand. Find that twist. Your gaze can be wherever is comfortable for your neck spine. Keep reaching nice and tall through the crown of the head. Let's take one more breath here in this twist. And go ahead and inhale your way back to center. Release the bent leg, extend it out. And go ahead and pedal the knees gently. Let's find our way onto our back. You can use that blanket underneath the head if you wish. Once you find your way onto your back, go ahead and bend the knees, set the feet down to the earth, coming into constructive rest pose. Allow the arms to soften at the sides of the body. Maybe turn the palms to the sky to encourage the shoulders to rest down towards the floor. You are welcome to close down your eyes here. And continue to watch the inhale and the exhale. Walk the right knee into the chest and then the left. And let's circle the ankles. And then we'll circle in the opposite direction. Go ahead and set the feet back to the earth. And then extend the legs out, setting up for Shavasana. So lengthening the legs out, walking the feet a little wider, again, maybe shoulders width apart. And this time, let the feet fall open or whatever position is restful for your feet, so your legs, your hips. Begin to settle your way into the earth, softening the bones. With eyes closed down, continue to breathe. Allowing for that freedom in the breath, your own natural rhythm of breath. Stay here until you are ready to rise. Take your time. Give the body a moment to rest, to be still. Have a wonderfully blessed day. Namaste.